Your city, your station, your Lakers.
These are the type of games that if we were all in our office and we're all sitting at the kitchen or the water cooler, everyone's, you see AD last night?
We got the moves.
AD follow jam and a dunk. Wow. Fouled. He's got 41, and the Lakers are going to beat the Suns wire to wire.
This is Lakers Talk with Allen Sliwa.
All the latest surrounding the purple and gold as they make the playoff push.
Just because we're a lower seed, we're not going to, back down from anybody. We're going to come out and play Lakers basketball, and I think teams know that and fear that as well.
How do I feel about Anthony Davis? I could feel any way I want, but it's the performance on the court that's going to tell the story of how Anthony Davis is feeling. AD looks like he's feeling pretty damn good in these last couple of games.
Now, from the home of the 17-time world champs in downtown LA, it's time for Lakers Talk.
Here's Allen Sliwa.
Dribble left, dribble right, ain't nobody in my vision. Balling on the court, I be flexing, I be killing. Running back.
What fans, what is going on, Laker fans? Appreciate you guys being a part of the show. Just finished Lakers Talk on 710 ESPN. Just finished the radio show. 2 hours there. Brian Windhorst, Brad Turner, nice enough to come join the show. If you want to catch those 2 hours, Lakers Talk with Allen Sliwa, you can do that on the ESPN app or on iTunes. So I appreciate you guys being a part of the social show here. So we got a number of topics that we're going to get into. And we'll just kind of get started here and kind of start flying here. So, Laker fans, I got a question for you. Here we are in an interesting position. Would you rather stay in the 7th spot and go through this play-in tournament and then eventually play the Phoenix Suns? Or would you rather avoid all that and be number 6? But you got to face the Los Angeles Clippers in the first round. I think it's a fair question. I think it's kind of interesting because you could take it one of two ways. I took a lot of calls during Lakers Talk today, and I had probably more Lake fans than I thought that were saying, hey, let's get into that number 6 spot and let's go in against the Clippers in round 1 and let's just get things started. Why wait around? Why beat around the bush when you can just get into that battle right away? So I'm going to give you guys a case that I'm going to make. I think being in that number 7 spot will be better for the Lakers. Okay, so first of all, I think the most, important thing is you kind of try to strategically think what's the right route for the Lakers to take to have not just a smooth ride in the NBA playoffs, but what's, beneficial. Why it would make sense for the Lakers to be in a certain position when it comes to the postseason. So I'll say this. For me, no question about it, if the Lakers were the number 7 seed, had to play in that play-in tournament, which would be the Golden State Warriors if, the play-in tournament started today. If you get the Warriors first, and then you eventually get into the playoffs, and you got the Phoenix Suns in the first round. Because I don't know about you guys, and I know yesterday was not – I'm not saying that that's how a 7-game set would go. Every game would be like that. But the Suns just don't put any fear in me. They just don't. So I think if you got the Phoenix Suns in the first round, I think if you got a chance to kind of start ramping up a little bit to get ready for that long postseason run, LeBron's getting his legs back under him. Obviously, Anthony Davis continuing to build some momentum. Other players coming back from injury. I think the Suns and I think the number 7 spot for the Lakers would be more beneficial big picture for the Lake Show than it would be going up right out the gate to the Los Angeles Clippers. Now, that's my personal opinion. I know that, for many Laker fans out there, you might have some of you guys saying, no, give us the Clippers. Let's just freaking go at it. Let's just start fighting right away. But I'm kind of under the mindset here. Get a little play-in action, get a couple games under your belt, and then, you can obviously kind of take it from there. I would rather play the Suns in the first round than have to go up against the Los Angeles Clippers. Now, let me also say this. The Clippers, I want them. I want the Clippers. I think it would be a fun series to go up against the Clippers. Can we get them in round 2? Let's get them in round 2. This is the analogy I was giving during Lakers talk. The analogy was very simple. The analogy was, I don't know about you guys, but if I go out and get something to eat, if I'm going to go have a nice dinner, I like to grab a glass of wine, get an appetizer, kind of warm myself up a little bit, and then I'll get to the main dish. All right, so I figure for the Lakers playoff-wise, I don't think I don't think it would be a long series against the Phoenix Suns. I really don't, and I think it could be a good ramp up here. And then all of a sudden you face the Clippers in the second round, and let's go. Let's see what the Los Angeles Clippers have in the second round, and see what the Lakers have. I will say, the one thing I will say, how ironic would it be the Lakers finally get the Clippers, and they get them in the second round, and they beat the Clippers in the second round, and the Clippers still have never been past the second round. So not exactly an ideal scenario for the Suns or for the Clippers, but that's my thoughts on here. Okay, let's see what we got here. Let's read some of Laker fans. Aniket Mohan. Stay 7 and build chemistry by playing an extra game. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Slow Grind D is Suns are soft. Mario Rovira, Suns don't match up well against us. Okay, let me check the scores here real quick. Did something happen in the Jazz Golden State game? Is that what I'm getting word of here? I have, oh my gosh, Jazz came back? Okay, we'll see what happens the rest of that game. But we'll keep paying attention to it. Okay, let's see what else we hear. David Sabatini, when we're healthy, we are unbeatable, Allen. Phil 413, Suns hasn't put fear for years. Okay, so we got, actually I got more Laker fans than I thought. I got more Laker fans than I thought agreeing with me on this one. I thought, some Laker fans might stick their chest out and say, give me the Clippers in the first round, bro. That happens, you know what I mean? Like, that happens. Let's be honest with each other. Okay, let's see what else we got here. We could face Memphis in the 7th with today's record. That is, if I guess Golden State loses, that could become more of a reality. And if Utah loses, then the Suns could get closer to Utah to try to take over the number 1 spot. So there's a lot of things still kind of happening here. Don Camarillo, we underestimate the Suns. I hear what you're saying, but I don't agree. Just that, if you're gonna face the Clippers or the Jazz or the Phoenix Suns, I think Phoenix, no question about it, you'd rather play in the first round than any 3 of those teams. You're still gonna get the Clippers. You're still gonna probably get the Jazz. You're still gonna have to go through all 3 of them. But I think if you have kind of an option of how you'd like to see that 3 play out, that'd be my opinion of how I want to see it play out. All right, somebody here saying Sliwa needs to be healthy. Right now, I'm out 3 to 6 weeks. Nobody knows just how the extent of my injury. So 3 to 6 weeks right now is the initial timeline. Just stay tuned, and we'll get you more information as the reports come out. Okay? I see what else we got here. Okay, seeding doesn't matter. Health is golden. Couldn't agree more. Jameson Meza, we destroyed the Suns, so that matchup makes sense. I'm with you. Somebody's complaining that Anthony Davis is playing too many minutes. Okay, I get that. Let me do this here real quick. This is a perfect transition here. Anthony, let's go to the second topic here, and this will be a perfect transition as far as Anthony Davis goes. So is AD back, Laker fans? That's a question I'm going to throw out to Laker fans out there. Is Anthony Davis back? AD back? So the last 2 games for Anthony Davis, let me throw out the stat line for AD. Last night, let me start with Portland on Friday. AD had 36 points, 12 rebounds, and 5 assists. Okay? Same stat line I had at Echo Park, 2-on-2 basketball, game to 11. I still dropped 36, 12, and 5. Don't try to do the math. Is what it is. Either you can do that or you can't. I was able to do that on Friday in Portland. Last night, Anthony Davis, 42 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 block shots, 3 assists, does it on both sides of the floor. Anthony Davis and Lakers. So when I say he's AD back, what I'm referring to is the last 2 games for the Lakers, Anthony Davis obviously looks like he's back. Definitely looks like Anthony Davis is the AD that not only did we have last year in the Orlando bubble, that we need this year the rest of the way and through the playoffs. It's a necessity. It's not a luxury. I'm not 100% sold yet that Anthony Davis is back. And I'll tell you what I'm referring to here. It's been 2 games. 2 games that Anthony Davis has been playing like this. Still got 4 more games left in the regular season. Still got a potential playing tournament. Still got, obviously, the long playoff run and everything else that comes with it. So Anthony Davis is, to close out the rest of the season, Anthony Davis is playing. I'm not saying he's got to drop the 42 and 12, but can it be 28, 10, 2 blocks, 2 steals a night the rest of the way? And I think if it can be, then we know, okay, Anthony Davis is back. Like this, he's back. There's no other conversation to be had. AD is back. So let's see how the rest of the season is going to play out. And, I'm the biggest one that's been sitting back wanting Anthony Davis to be the best player in the league. Trust me, I did it 2 years in a row, walking in saying this year is going to be Anthony Davis. Watch out for AD this year. And it's still LeBron. And there's other players, obviously, just having amazing seasons or whatever the case is. So I want AD to be that player. We're seeing some glimpses right now that he's as close to being back as possible. But let's see the rest of these games kind of play out before we get there. All right, let me read off a couple of these comments here. Let's see what else we got here. Listening from Tokyo. Appreciate you tuning in. Tokyo in this. Okay, Golden State Warriors just beat the Jazz. Sliwa, I waited for you at Echo Park at 1:45 a.m. last night. Which court were you on? I was there. Maybe we were on different courts. Maybe it could have been easily that we were on different courts. So you just got to keep a closer eye out next time. I got some people saying that AD is about 80% back right now. Other people not that crazy about AD playing too many minutes. Let's see what else we got here. Everybody thinks about AD. I'm getting a few of these that AD is about 80% back or so. 80% back or so. Okay, let's see Anthony Davis keep doing, obviously, where this goes from there. So, Laker fans, I'm going to do some quick roll call here. So throw it in while I kind of start getting into my next topic. Okay? So wherever you're tuned in from, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube or Twitch or Twitter or whatever the case is, let me know where you're tuning in from, and I'll give you guys a shout out as we get through this. So the latest on LeBron's return. It's kind of interesting here from Adrian Wojnarowski. So Woj sent out this tweet earlier today. Woj said much more optimism on the state of LeBron James. Much more optimism on the state of LeBron James' right ankle after on-court work Sunday and Monday, sources tell ESPN. James was pain-free after several days off and able to make hard cuts and elevate. Return on Tuesday versus Knicks is likely. So Woj is talking about coming back potentially for tomorrow's game. And then we get our Lakers report. So I get a status report. Some of the media gets this report. And the report basically said this. Jared Dudley, LeBron James, and Dennis Schroeder are out for tomorrow's game against the Knicks. So I think this is what it means more than anything else. It means the Lakers are not ready to say that he's in. He could very well still be in tomorrow, and Lakers can update that, that status report tomorrow. So he could still play tomorrow. But I think if he doesn't go up tomorrow against the Knicks, then we're probably going to see LeBron James on banner night against Houston Rockets, final regular season game of the year for the Lakers. So I think we're definitely going to get some LeBron James here pretty soon. I think we're going to get LBJ here pretty soon. Okay, let me read off some of these. Philippines, thank you for being a part of the show. Los Santos, thank you for being a part of the show. What else we got here? Vegas in the house. A lot of people thinking that we're burning out Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis sat out a lot this year, so I wouldn't be too worried about Anthony Davis's minutes or anything like that. Auburn, New York in the house. Rochester, Vegas, Louisiana. Holland in the house. Thank you for tuning in. Redondo, Illinois, Phoenix, Arizona, Maryland, Vancouver. Little Italy. Everybody's Little Italy now. It lost its uniqueness. Auburn, New York in the house. Facebook in the house. Venezuela. Mission Viejo. Melbourne, Australia. Let's keep going here. Mental in the house. By the way, quick shout out here. PowerPro Plumbing, Heating and Air. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you for their partnership. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I appreciate PowerPro Plumbing, Heating and Air, their partnership on the show here on the streaming show. So if you're local, PowerProPlumbing.com, heating, air conditioning, and plumbing. So just keep that in mind. If you're in Southern California, they're obviously a partner of the show, so we appreciate their partnership. Okay, Iowa in the house. We got somebody tuning in from Anaheim, Chinatown, Fresno, California. All right, so we got people from everywhere. Okay, let's keep moving on here, Laker fans. I was talking to Brian Windhorst today on the show. So Windhorst, it was actually kind of an interesting conversation. I got people giving me their full addresses. Just a quick reminder, Laker fans, when I do roll call, don't exactly need your full address. Just the city that you're tuning in. That's more than enough. Australia, New York, and about 45 little Italies. Portland, Maine in the house. Thank you for being a part of the show. Kentucky, Paris, California, Rochester, Beaumont, California. All right. Appreciate you guys all being a part of the show. Highland Park, Kentucky. Okay. Bosnia. So I'm talking to Brian Windhorst, and we're spending some time talking about if the Lakers are healthy and the Nets are healthy, does he still feel that those are the two teams that are going to end up meeting in the NBA Finals? This was a conversation going on a lot earlier during the season, right? Once they got James Harden, and then the injuries happened, so everybody's kind of quieted down that chat. I thought this was interesting. So I don't know where you guys are on this, but I know where I am. How would you rather have your team built? Would you rather have them built the way the Brooklyn Nets are built, where everything's about scoring, which is more along the lines of today's NBA, or would you rather have them built like the Lakers, where, yes, you have scoring, but really getting defensive stops is your foundation? So that's the difference between the two franchises. Still tied for the best defensive rating in the NBA. Nets are number 23. Brooklyn is the number one NBA offensive rating in the NBA. Lakers are number 24. So kind of identical to these two teams being opposite strengths. If I'm building a team, Laker fans, I'll be honest, this one's an easy one for me. Philippines in the house, thank you. Jamaica in the house, I appreciate you guys being a part of the show. Echo Park, Highland Park, and what else we got here? What else did I miss? Napa Wine Country, Seattle, China in the house. We got everywhere. El Monte. If I'm building a team, Laker fans, and it's Lakers versus the Brooklyn Nets in the NBA Finals, Osaka, Japan, thank you for being a part of the show. Australia, Virginia. If I'm building a team, I'd rather be in the Lakers' position. I've always said this. I'd rather be a team that knows how to get stops than a team that's just depending on the offense to win games. So compare the Lakers, compare the Nets, I don't think this has changed for me, even though the game continues to evolve and it's more about scoring. I am definitely not one. I'd rather have the Lakers lineup than the Brooklyn Nets lineup. Let's put it that way. Don't get me wrong; they can win a championship. James Harden, it shows you how obviously how amazing James Harden is in what happened to Brooklyn since he's been out. They've been losing a lot of these games. So for me, a lot of this, I don't think anything changes. I'd still much rather have the Lakers lineup over the Brooklyn lineup because you got one team that knows how to play defense and another team that doesn't, certainly it's all about offense. Okay. Lakers docuseries on Hulu. Before I get to the Lakers docuseries on Hulu, let's take a quick second and how's the Wi-Fi? Is it bad? I need you guys to just be real with me. Is it bad? Because if it's bad, then you know what? I should get demolished tonight because what I'm watching here and what I'm trying to follow, it doesn't look good, Laker fans. The Wi-Fi doesn't look freaking good. And I had people cracking jokes left and right, and I should have been reading them, but I was just kind of trying to stay on this thing. Got a feeling that people had some pretty funny ones in there, too. Somebody said, let's start a GoFundMe page for Sliwa to have better internet. Well deserved. Well deserved. As in, I deserve that. I had other people. What were some of the other comments? I gotta think on the somebody's calling it PowerPro Internet. Go to PowerPro to go get it. What else do we have? Oh, people were coming after me. And they're all good and they're all fair. Okay? If you want to demolish the internet, just demolish it. Demolish it, and I'll be happy to read those comments. Okay? Wi-Fi breaking up. Liberia, thank you for tuning in. Arkansas, appreciate you guys being in the house. Unbelievable. Unbelievable Laker fans. By the way, I don't know if you guys heard, but Travis Rogers and myself, Travis and Sliwa shows. So we've had a show at night on Laker off days for the last few months or so. Laker fans, Dollar Tree Wi-Fi. That was a good one. Yeah, Dollar Tree Wi-Fi. That was a solid one. Yeah. That's well deserved. I'm going to tell you, well deserved. Okay. It's a long story, Laker fans. Just it's a long story, and nobody's restarting the show. So Travis and I are going to move. So we're going to be doing a show 5 days a week, starting a week from today, from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. So I don't know if you guys have ever heard my show with Travis, but very casual. Definitely shoot the you-know-what. Travis is a good dude, and I am looking forward to doing a show with the guy. He'll be fun. Like, it's a perfect kind of mixture of sports and just shooting the you-know-what. So starting next week, starting at 9 a.m., I'll still do 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. With Travis, and then Lakers Talk is still going to be on Mondays. All right, let's keep going here. DocuSeries, Laker fans. So did you guys hear about this story? There is pretty cool. There's a docuseries on the Lakers coming out on Hulu. Okay. This has basically just become a podcast. It was that bad. Okay. There's a Wi-Fi. There is a documentary coming out on Hulu. It will cover the past 4 decades, starting with Dr. Jerry Buss purchasing the franchise in 1979. It's going to include interviews of the Buss family, Pat Riley, Phil Jackson, Shaq, and Kareem. Also got something here. We got this official report on it. Also featuring interviews with a range of high-profile fans and a treasure trove of footage featuring never-before-seen interviews with Lakers owner Jerry Buss, and it's coming out. Untitled Project is slated to debut on Hulu in 2022. By the way, with all that being said, it's going to look at the Showtime era, the Kobe and Shaq years, and last year's title with LeBron and Anthony Davis. So pretty solid to have this kind of documentary that's going to be coming out. Pretty special, actually, to be honest with you, to be having this that really kind of gives the history of the Lakers, the Buss family. And I love that it covers all these different championships at the Lakers. LeBron and Anthony Davis last season, but I can't wait to watch it. Doesn't come out till 2022, so let's just say I got a little hyped up, and then I saw that it's not coming out for whatever, maybe a year or something along those lines, so we got to wait a little bit, but that's obviously big-time news. I got a couple other small things that I want to, when I say small, as in just kind of side stories that I want to get into. Certainly the stories are not small. So we know this because we saw it. I don't know how long ago this news came out, but I'm gonna put it out there again. So Michael Jordan is obviously going to present the Kobe Bryant Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame next week. So that is coming up, or it's actually I think on Saturday. It's going to be held on Saturday. So it's going to be a tough one to watch, Laker fans, no question about it. But definitely important. The class of 2020 enshrinement ceremony to be held at Mohegan Sun Arena, and it's going to be Jordan introducing Kobe Bryant. So it's going to be a tough one to watch. I know, I'm sure for a lot of Laker fans, it's going to be a tough one to watch. David Robinson is going to be presenting Tim Duncan. Isaiah Thomas is going to be presenting Kevin Garnett. Let's see what else we have here. Calvin Murphy, Hakeem Olajuwon will be presenting Rudy Tomjanovich. So the big one's going to be the Kobe Bryant portion of this, where Michael Jordan will be presenting the Hall of Fame inductee, Kobe Bryant, getting into the Hall of Fame. So, yeah, it's a tough one, Laker fans. That's a tough one, but I thought I was just going to kind of bring that one up real quick here. So something to keep in mind. Okay, Laker fans, we only got 4 games left. 4 games left in the regular season. By the way, if you have a question or a comment other than the Wi-Fi, let me know. That'd be great, because the only thing I'm reading right now is the Wi-Fi. So the last 4 games for the Lakers, and then probably a play-in tournament. You got Knicks coming up tomorrow. A lot of hype kind of around the Knicks right now. They're 38-30, because obviously 38-30 on the season. I'm excited to see Julius Randle and Anthony Davis go at it, because there's a lot of hype around Randle. Give him credit. He's playing good basketball. Knicks fans got to feel good. Lakers should win tomorrow against the Knicks. Even though Knicks just walked into Staples Center and beat the Clippers, I really don't care. I think the Lakers got enough to beat the Knicks, and Anthony Davis is on this team. So that obviously has a ton to do with it. And then Wednesday will be banner night. So the Lakers will put up championship banner number 17. So that's going to come up on Wednesday. Pre-game show tomorrow, 5:30. Tip-off at 7 o'clock. Couple comments I'm going to read, and then we're going to get out of here. You're lagging, Allen Sliwa. Okay. Got that Hulu Back Friday deal. Somebody wants to know what really went down at the Forum Club. Can't tell you, because I don't know. Pandemic P Wi-Fi. All this buffering takes me back, LOL. Somebody kept saying AOL Sliwa. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on. Okay, I encourage you to listen to this in a podcast form. Lake fans, appreciate you guys being a part of the show. That is our full show tonight. 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. Keyshawn, Jable, Zubin, and Travis. I'll come back on tomorrow at 5:30 for the pregame show. And a quick final shout out to what Russell Westbrook accomplished today. So most triple doubles in NBA history, 182, passes Oscar Robertson. An incredible accomplishment. Thank you, Lake fans. Appreciate you guys tuning in.